Hi everybody, welcome back to Vanilla Extract. And today we're going to do lots of work on our base. But first, I want to show you something. So remember this space down here that I didn't know what to do with? I couldn't stop thinking about it in between episodes. And there's currently a competition for a library going on. Truth be told, I have a library planned. It's actually part of the trophy room that I'm going to build later on. But I'm nowhere close to actually getting ready to build that, and the library competition's this month. So I figured, I need to find some place to build a library around my base, and I just happened to have the cave. And I might change it up later, but I went ahead and built the cave in between episodes, because while I could have included a time-lapse for it or whatnot, it's a very tiny space, and it's also underground, so it would not have made for a very good time-lapse. And also, there's a lot of this glass trick going on, which would make for a very boring time lapse because you can't capture that very easily, especially with such a weird little cracked crevice that's going on here. But yeah, just wanted to show y'all real quick since I did do it off camera, I guess you would say. And we just got nice little rows of books, and I was trying to make it look like a little hole that goes to the nether, a little weird 3x3 nether portal. It kind of came out like that. I don't know. I tried to do some shading. Not sure if I'm quite happy with it, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Like I said, I might change this up later. But other than that, I think it looks pretty neat for literally being put together way too quickly. I think the floor is really neat. I like having the little crevice, kind of cracked floor inside of a library. But enough said about the library. I think it's time we come back up here and do some more building. So, I marked out this little area. As you can see, a bunch of pillars everywhere. And this, as I think I've told you all before, is going to be like the main little central tower building. So I'm going to have my bed and my uh, storage and whatnot in there. And while we're on the topic of storage, I don't have a storage system. I know that's kind of silly that I built someone else's storage system before I built mine. So we kind of need to do that. So yeah, that's why I've kind of started marking out all this random little pillars. This is eventually where I want the entrance to be. So what do we think? I think that might be the plan. So enjoy a little bit of a time lapse while I build up a glorious new storage area for us. So this is where we've gotten to so far. As you can see, there's a nice big hole in the ground. There's not much I'm going to do about that right now, because we have workable storage. That's the main part. We got workable storage now. I can start sorting things if I wanted to, and it's looking pretty nice. So we have these little corners here with color. So obviously we got the wool corner, and then we got concrete over there. And then these two sides are kind of special. So, for example, we got the terracottas, but then we also have plain terracotta on the walls here. And it's sort of the same thing with the glass. So there's all the glass types, and then we have plain glass and the tinted glass. So it's definitely going to be much more functional than my last storage system I've built. Because I also sorted them this time by not only functionality, so like kind of the specialty blocks, but also by how they break and how they're being used. So like landscaping, gradients. Gradients would be nice so that if I'm working on a certain gradient, I can just grab the block from that gradient. And then we got some more specialties like all the moss engraved blocks. And then we got, of course, some more gradients, some more blocks, some more of the specialty blocks. We got end blocks and nether blocks, and then we got all the prismarine, all the copper, and then we got all of the wood. So all that's situated. I wish I could have fit that over here, but I guess just how it fell, it didn't fit. Though I guess bamboo is a little different than the rest of the wood anyway. But now I'm stuck with a decision to make. So I built this up, right? And I keep looking at it, and it just looks flimsy. I don't like this platform, to be honest. Every single time I look at it, I'm like, oh my god, it's a skinny little platform held up by twigs and branches. I really don't like it. So the only thing I can think of is to change it. And I wanted to change it before I continue on with this thing because it keeps distracting me and that's not good. The other thing that I wanted to fix is up here. So I originally built these like this and I planned to just keep them that way. But then I realized that on the other one, I had these little pickups with the lanterns. So I was kind of thinking, I was like, I'm having light problems on this other one as well. Like this middle section, nope, that's not getting light at all. So we kind of need to put some little posts with lamps as well. So let's do the easy part first, which is just fixing these little lamps. That is definitely not where I want it to be placed. And hopefully this will help with my lighting. I do actually like that. I like the lighting. This still looks flimsy though. So here's my thought here. Let me go grab some scaffolding actually real quick. Okay, got my scaffolding. So with this, I'm thinking we just straight up tear all of this down. No more of this. And then I'm thinking we go down 3 on each side, because I want this to be looking more stable than it is already. We'll put some little trap doors, of course. And then, you know what? Let's put some of this here. We'll strip it to match the wood color. And we'll do some of that. And then we'll put little fence post. And to be honest, I think that looks way more sturdy than before. Before? After. See? More sturdy. It'll keep our platform nice and held up. Except now all I have to do is spread that around all the way around this platform. And to be honest, I might just leave this little railing as is. Because I don't have as much of a complaint with the railing as I did with this. Okay, so it's nighttime now. And you know what? I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. We got lots of support now. This thing doesn't look flimsy. It doesn't look like it's gonna fall down, even though the legs are still little stilts. But the part that you see the most is looking pretty supported. And the lights did kind of help. But this middle portion is it's still a little dark. So that might be an issue for the future. Might just have to put some more little hidden frog lights, because that's what I've kind of done. They're not exactly hidden, I'll say that. They're very much a different color from the floor, and I don't entirely know if there's anything closer to oak flooring. But I'm using oak flooring, so yeah, and I'm not really sure what to do about that. But I come in here for a reason. I come in here because I don't like the flooring. Even though I am using oak, it's a little too bland, which is why I'm holding a log in my hand. It's extremely bland. So I was thinking, what if throughout this entire floor, I just took a little bit of chunks of this out, and I just kind of did this, and then I took some of this out, and I did this, and then, I don't know, I took a little bit of this out, and I did this, and I just stripped everything. I just spread a bunch of these throughout the thing. Maybe I do another one here. I don't know. I make this one go all the way to the wall. And then maybe, I don't know, I do a little one here and it's real tiny, and then I do, I don't know, another one here. Maybe that's a little bit too formal. I feel like there needs to be something in this middle row. So I may have gone a little bit further than I meant to. So I fixed the one over here, right? And then I kept going. So I left this middle piece blank because this is actually going to be covered up. You can kind of already probably tell that by the fact that there's a little ring around it. This is going to be a whole different type of flooring. And you'll see why that's there in a second. But yeah, I went all the way out, and you know what? I think it does its job. Definitely kind of breaks up the monotonous just planks all the way through. You know what? I like it. And I even decided to bring it out here as well, so it actually kind of textures out here. And you know what? It doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. I think now that I have my little distractions over, we need to get going back on the upper portions of this place. So we need to build ourselves a roof, and I think I want to decorate out here a little bit, because this is much from the ground, you can't see it. It is kind of bland. It is so bland, and I fly around this base constantly, and I'll be chilling out on my bridge or something, and I just see a blank space. So no more blank space. Need to get rid of blank space. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll build a roof, and I'll get rid of blank space. So let's get going on this little time lapse. See you in a second. Okay, so I have a little something before I begin to talk here. I have a little something to admit. It is extremely late at night, so you're gonna get sleepy, Kiwi. You're gonna get very tired late at night, Kiwi. But yeah, so I finished this. And now I have this nice little open space in this room, and I have this nice big, supposed to be a furnace. I know it doesn't look like a furnace. I know it kind of looks like a blender. Whoops. But yeah, I'm leaving it. You know what? I like the blender. The blender is a good furnace. And then we got these other little cubbies, and I like the curved roofs. I think even though the rooms are tall, I think the curved roofs, you know what? They're nice. It's nice not to just have a flat roof. Makes it look even taller. It's great. Gives lots of room, and I made sure to make lots of room on the floor. I mean, I wanted to make sure that it was the centerpiece and the walls, and that's pretty much it. Because whenever I build, I tend to have cluttered messes like this. Little patches of shulker boxes everywhere. And while this room does function as storage and sorting so that I don't have shulker monsters, these are not your average shulker monsters. These are specific blocks picked out. For example, that's next week's project. This is this week's project. And I already start putting together the blocks I need. So I wanted to make sure I had little spaces for them. I might even put platforms here eventually to have for these blocks. I didn't quite get to the area out here. I didn't get rid of that empty space, sadly. And I also never got to make the water streams. I meant to make water streams here and I just never got to it. But like I said, it is super late at night and I am actually running out of time for this episode pretty quickly. Yeah, it's nice to finally have a storage room again. Looking at this place, it's nice and open. I think that was something I was missing in my Let's Play series. Even though I had a storage system, it was so closed and it was so hard to get to everything. I could barely fly in it. Like, I could fly, don't get me wrong. But I banged my head on everything. And so in here I can do all sorts of things. Yes, I will hit my head time to time, but it's so much easier to fly around in this one. Just so nice. And it just looks neat. I love the whole kind of color palette that I've gone with this base. The whole orange versus like bluish green with all the browns and grays. Because even here, like you can see, I used brown and gray for some of the roofs. I used the whole like greenish blue palette for this roof in here. And it looks amazing with the transition colors. Oh my goodness. And then you got the gears, of course, all around just to kind of remind you. And then the big furnace in the middle. Definitely screaming steampunk. And the furnace is actually smelting some amethyst in here. Nice little amethyst to power base. And that's the whole theme. So my there's gonna be several of these pieces around the base, like in that building. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but there's gonna be something else that is delivering power, kind of like this furnace. This furnace is delivering power to this building, and then there's gonna be something else in that building that's gonna be delivering power. And as you can see, it's supposed to tell a story with these little pipes, and this is actually a functioning furnace. This is my super smelter. So I don't know if you saw in the time lapse, but there's a bunch of furnaces in here, and then I have little outputs down here, have little inputs for both my my fuel and whatever I'm smelting. So it is a functional furnace, not a blender. But yeah, it's looking neat. But I will have to stop for now. I know this is gonna be a little bit shorter of an episode for y'all. I just didn't have quite the time I usually do this week to work on stuff, so I didn't get everything I wanted to get done. So, I mean, life's life. But yeah, I'm super excited to finish this off, probably next episode. I'll probably start off finishing this little bit, and then I'll move on to something else. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, maybe drop a comment. I don't know. Do whatever you like. You're free and welcome to do whatever. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.